Hello, everyone. This is Nicole. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you remember from my last video, this is a video that I almost ditched because I just didn't like how the quality was when it was recorded because it was being filmed by my 12-year-old video camcorder that I have been using, and it was almost just dying on me. And the focus and the quality overall wasn't so great. But I love how the card turned out and I love the process. So I wanted to share and hopefully you'll find some inspiration. This is Majestic Maple Tree Layering Die Set from Ultinew. It has 3 layers for the tree top portion and then 1 layer for the tree trunk portion. I'm going to go ahead and create some fantasy inspired tree look for this card. This fantasy fiction is one of my favorite genres when it comes to book, and I wanted to create that dreamy feel tree with lots of color mixed. So I'm going to choose 3 base colors for each layer of the top tree portion, and I'm going to add a bunch of inks to create a nice color transition look to give you that bright, colorful, dreamy look when it comes to looking at the street. So I chose Pink Diamond, Maple Yellow, and Volcano Lake as my base for each treetop layers over here. And then I chose a Dark Night cardstock for the tree trunk layer. We'll cut these out and then we'll go ahead and use my Stamp Wheel 2.0 to adhere or secure each layer while I ink blend. If you don't have a stamp wheel, you can always use sticky mat from Ultinew to secure your card project while working on it, or any of your stamp positional should work too. So this is pink to bright purple transition layer. So I am using Rubelite, Deep Iris, and also Ultramarine inks from Ultinew to ink blend using small ink blending tool. Small ink blending tool is my favorite choice when it comes to covering a large area but a softer ink blended look. I usually like to stick to the mini blending tools when it comes to ink blending, but I wanted to create more soft, more gradual transition when it comes to ink blending here. So I'm going to use small ink blending tool for the whole project throughout the process. And I am ending this with ultramarine color to add a nice dark pop of blue and purple color mix here. For the second layer for the treetop, I am using orange cream, snapdragon, and Autumn Blaze inks to create a yellow to dark orange transition look. For the last layer of treetop, I am using Lagoon, Ride the Wave, and Navy ink from Ultinew to create a teal to dark blue ink transition look. This way, all 3 layer of the treetop portion of this die cut combined creates a nice, colorful, blended look with that dreamy feel. So let's go ahead and assemble this together. It's very easy. I'm going to adhere the tree trunk layer using the glue from Ultinew. This is a nice liquid glue, great for paper and cardstock sticking technique. And you're going to use that arrow cutout shape that you see right in the middle of that tree trunk throughout the whole layer to layer all 4 of them very easily. This is part of Altenew's keyhole system, and it creates a wonderful guideline whenever you work with multi-layers to put a project together. It'll tell you which one goes first by telling you the number for each layer and then where to line up by looking at either the arrow or the keyhole shape cut out on each die cut layer. You just need to put that together and line it up. For the treetop portion, I am using the Instant Dimensional Foam Tape from Ultinew to attach the second layer of the treetop to the bottom layer of the treetop. If you follow the layering guide of this dice set, which is shown on the back of the dice set packaging, you'll see that it recommends you to start with the very bottom layer of the treetop, adhere the trunk layer, and then add the other top two layer for the treetop. I'm just changing that up a little bit so that I can show the colors of the each treetop layer better. But you can use however order you would like. So for the top layer on this treetop portion of the die cut, I used the glue once again. I added already dimensions on the second layer, so I didn't want to add another one. But to adhere this whole portion to the card base, I'm going to add the dimensions once again. I love adding lots of dimensions. I love sending thick cards. I just think it has a nice feel to it when you open it and receive it. So I like to use a lot of foam tapes when I create. So this comes in very easily together. As you can see here, the ink blending is the only portion that takes time, but rest of them comes very easily. I'm going to finish the card by adding some sentiment from the Heartfelt Sentiment stamp set. This is a stamp set that I designed years ago, and it's still one of my favorite stamp set for quick greeting and sentiment for any projects. So I chose the Love You phrase, and I'm inking it up with Obsidian inks from Altenew, adding it to the left bottom portion of the card just to add some nice balance to it. You can add some shimmers if you want, you can add sequins if you like, but since the tree itself was very colorful and dimensional, I didn't want to add any other embellishments. And to put everything together, I added dimensional foam tape once again to the card panel that I used the Misty Morning cardstock, and then added to my white cardstock to be a top folding card base and put that all together. And this is how it turned out. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you took the color inspiration and create something fun for yourself. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.